Okay, we're going to go with G through L now. So if your last name starts with G through L, then this is the video that should have your assignment. And if it doesn't, let me know. Let's take a look. This looks promising. First things first, correct size and resolution. You've named everything. Beautiful. Oh, you forgot to do one thing. So your contact sheet should be one layer. And so I'm just going to hit the top one. I'm going to merge down. And the way that I'm going to do that is see how merge down on the flyout menu for layers says Control E. If you're on a Mac, that would be Command E. Just going to hit Control E, Control E, Control E, Control E. This is what that should have looked like. It should have said contact sheet. Contact. Whoa, they were pretty close there. Contact sheet. Oops. Dang, can't type today. There we go. Contact sheet. That's pretty close. And that would have gotten you where you need to be. All right. That said, let's take a look at these. Excuse me. I swallowed too much air there. I got excited. Okay. Well, not quite. So I shouldn't see this square. I shouldn't see these squares on these raspberries. So what you want to do is when you offset it, just drop a raspberry in the middle and allow you to do it. Same kind of process where do I have the, I know I've got it somewhere. Hold on. So as an example, here's the example file I provided. See how you can just kind of cover up the seams by plopping on another thing on top of the seam. That'll do it. The other way you can do it is even like this. I really should have dealt with this pumpkin. It should have had another thing going on, but just, you know, keep coating them on top of each other, and that will let you that will let you get rid of these lines going in there. All right. So again, you got to do the offset filter, and then you got to draw that in. Hate to harp on you again. Let's just roll back to the example file in the download. See how I drew the line out? You've got to do the same thing on it. You can't just leave it in the center. Yeah, see, you're getting it. You're getting there. You needed to, and you had it in a few places, but you just needed to go over with the clone stamp tool a little bit more, and you could have finished up these cracks. So that was getting pretty close. A little more time on that, you would have gotten it there. And same deal here. You see how you're getting it over here? You need to break it up on the rest of them. Like I said in the videos, watch out for gradients. They will stab you in the back every time. It makes it really hard. This isn't even, okay, this isn't even, an attempt to blend these things together. You gotta break these apart so that I can't see the seam on it. Yeah, more like this. You're getting it here. So see how you're breaking it up in these areas. You needed to do the same for the yellow and patch up this dark center. You can do that with the cloning techniques. That would let you get it there. Again, you gotta just get in there with the clone stamp tool and just fix that up. You're getting it here. This is, I think, one of the most successful ones, but you can still see the seam. You'd want to just either paint or clone in a little bit dropping down, so that would finish that off from it. So same problem on all these. You just got to spend your time after you do the offset and clean up those lines. The other thing is you definitely need to go in there. As just a quick reminder, if I roll all this back to the beginning, you needed to flatten this out to be like the spec. So again, you know, we've got the example file that was available for you right here. That should have shown you exactly what this would have looked like when it was done. A few things were off. You needed to just go in and reread those instructions on how to assemble this, double check those videos, and you would have been good to go. You were getting really close on these. You just needed to go through the instructions one more time, really patch those up. I could tell when we were getting over to the, zoom out here, when we were getting over to the dry ground one, it was clear that you were getting it. You just needed to finish it off. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the, wherever this was originally there. Let's go ahead and move on to the next submission. Sorry, I missed one coming in here. This, again, mixed success. Just got to go in and blend in using the clone stamp tool, and you'll get it from there. All right, now we'll move on to the next submission. And don't save. And that's my example file. Just skip over. Okay, this looks promising. Let's take a look. Contact sheet is correct. It's named correctly. Perfect. We've got the size correct. Excellent. Let's go through this. Yes, this is what I wanted. Looks great. Perfect. So watch out here. This I like the Memphis style that you got, that 80s style, but watch out right here. You can kind of see a cut. You could definitely see a cut on this one. Be good to go back in and just add a little bit more so it's rounded off like it is on this edge or this end, and then that would clean that up. So watch out for that. You want to be more like your flowers here. Zoom out. And so we got the pop. Ooh, very nice. I like it. Very good. Very good. Ooh, looks like it's almost a magic eye poster. Good, very good. Could have done a little bit more on this. I think it's a very nice pattern, but well, you know, I given all the tools you have at your disposal, I would have liked to have seen more complex patterns like the ones you're pulling off here. I get it though. This is very lovely. Okay, that works. I can kind of see a seam right here. Watch out for that. See how this little edge is getting cut off. It'd be good to go in and just round that off. Same deal with the other edge. This yellow splatter is kind of fighting you. Be a good idea to go in and just to clean it up a little bit. Oh, beautiful. What a wonderful job. Excellent. Wonderful. Very, very good. All right, you got it. You know what you're doing. Good job. I think that this really seals the deal. Well done. Very well done. Okay. Not too much to say about it. I think just that one little yellow splat and the little white, the white edge here should be cleaned up. The yellow splat on the, I'm lost now, on the splatter. Clean that up. You'd get that one set. I would have liked to see something a little more complicated on the kiwis. Otherwise, you got it. Good job. All right. Let's go ahead and, did I check the size? Yeah, I checked the size. So let's move on to the next submission. Did I get all of them? I keep missing some of these. No, it looks like I got them all. All right. Really well done. Okay. Just close this without saving. All right. Oh, that's the example file. It's like, that looks a little familiar. Oh, this should be interesting. Let's take a look. We got the contact sheet. We've got everything here. I'm getting excited. Let's take a look. Waffles. Beautiful. A little bit more cloning right in there would have patched it up. This, I would have probably cleaned up this section right here as well, because you can see that repeat very clearly everywhere. It's just too prominent. It's easy to see. Otherwise, beautiful, beautiful pattern. Yeah, I probably would have put some more strawberries across the edge. These look like tiles, even though they're wiggling between it. I think that this is, you're onto something. This would be a really good pattern for cloth, but you got to cover up that little gap between it. Nice, very nice. Nice logo all together. See what it looks like with a little bit smaller. Very good. Beautiful job. Well done. It's hard to, that's really hard to get right, as you saw from the gravel. Just wonderful. Check this out. Let's scale it. Nice. See, wow, beautiful. Beautiful job. Again, a couple more breaking it up would have been good so that you don't see the repeating pattern quite as much on the insects. Good job on the maze. Very clever too. You can fill in a whole maze on it. Very nice job on the bubbles. Excellent. Those can be very tricky. This is a nice little chessboard. I would have liked to see something a little more complicated where it fills in like the whole thing going on, but I get why you didn't. There's this one row that isn't quite the same size as the rest that bothers me a bit. Otherwise, you know, you've got it there. Nice job on the cheetah fur too. I think you've got your cloning tools down. These are looking really good. All right. Yeah. Overall, very good job. I'm impressed, especially with the waffles. I think the insects and the strawberries could have used a little bit more work. Really good job on the bubbles, the waffles, the starry sky, and the cheetah. These were simple, but they worked. Again, I didn't really like the fact that one of the squares was kind of squished down. Squares? Yeah. One of the rows of squares was kind of squished down. Otherwise, it all worked out pretty well on that one. Yeah, clever with the maze. All right, very good. Let's oh, did I check the sizes? Perfect. Sizes are perfect. Well done. Let's go ahead and move on to the next mission. Close that up. Oh, sorry, that's the example again. Let me just close this. Whoops. There we go. Ooh, all right, this should be good. All right, so I'm excited about this one. Let's see what we've got. We got the contact sheet. We've got all these nicely named patterns. Thank you for naming those. We've got our background. I think this should be good. Let's take a look. Nice, good job. would have been good to maybe fill in some more gray. Notice how we've got these multiple colors coming in here. Like just filling those in a little bit better would have helped break it up a bit more. You can see that there's a slice going across it. Otherwise, very good job on that. Nice. This dot should be cleaned up. It's the one thing that's showing where the pattern is repeating. Maybe just clone on over some of this lighter area on it. That would clean it right up and get it going there. Otherwise, very good job. Yeah, like this. You can kind of see the pattern here. I probably would have added in a little more of a blob there, but I think overall this is very successful. Nice. This is what I'm looking for. So it's you can't really see where the pattern's repeating so much. You can see that you've got like a couple of different patterns going on. That's good. That's very good. All right. Neat. I kind of like this one. Good job with the spiral. I don't think I would have done this light dark thing going in, but otherwise this works out really well. Kind of breaks things up, so it's kind of interesting. I like the background patterns. I think you're going to have fun with the filter assignment we have a little bit later. There's the gradient that's in here. It's getting chopped just a bit right here. I'd probably clone it out a little bit more. Overall, I like the little drawing of the little monster. That's great. Reminds me of that Lego set they have out with all the haunted monsters and everything going on there. Yeah, that needs to, I'd clean that up just a little bit. Either complete the splat right here or just get rid of that line because it's drawing attention to it. There's also this darker area right in here. If you lighten that up, that will help hide the pattern repeat on it. This one, similar issue. You got to clean up this line right here. It's making it pretty obvious that the pattern's breaking up, or it's showing the pattern. If you get rid of those lines, those dark lines right there, by just cloning over or taking a brush and painting in a little bit over here, will break it up a lot better and it'll be a more successful pattern. Like this, you got it. This is what I want. It's beautiful. Yeah, like those. The last two, I think you got successful on those guys. So let's take a look at this. Double click. Yes, there we go. So overall, just fill in the white areas in here. That would help break up the pattern. Get rid of these dark spots, or just a couple in there. That would help fix that up real well. Just clean up the splat a little bit more on this one. That'd be good to go. Clean up these lines right here, and you're set. The rest of them are really good. Well done. Okay. And I've checked this like twice. I keep forgetting. And the size is right, and you got it named correctly. Everything's great there, and you named all these. Well done. So, whoops. Sorry about that. Off screen, I've got the Excel file with all your grades. So I punch those in while I'm talking so that I can get all those in. I was on the wrong screen. Let me close that up, and we'll move on to the last one on this set. That will be all of the G through L. And it'll just looks like one more video, and then that'll be it for this week's assignment. Overall, a lot of successes. Good job. Got our contact sheet. We've got 9 patterns. We got background. Good job. Good job. Everything is the correct size. Well done. You got it. Usually by this point, I'll say this class has really got these contact sheets down. Normally, there's almost like a 30% goof rate where people keep leaving the text on these things, even though I provide the file and I really drill in, like, you want to make sure this is what it looks like. You're all doing really good job on that. You're keeping it straight. And like literally there's not wiggly. They're in straight grid. I don't know how students manage to do that, but sometimes you end up with like these little wiggles going on. It's not, you got it. So thank you. Let's take a look. Beautiful. Well done. These 2 dark rocks make the whole pattern kind of repeat a little bit obvious. I would probably go and grab maybe some of these lighter rocks and drop those in instead to break that up. There's one other thing that is going on. This light rock right here has a seam. And you can see that the seam actually shows up right around in that area. As soon as you take a look at it, that needs to be cleaned up. So if you get that area and those 2 rocks, you will be spot on. Overall, it was fairly successful. This is a very hard one to do, so I appreciate the fact that you were stretching for that. So good job with that. But just a little bit more work and you'll have that spot on. Yeah, this works. I would have probably darkened this up a little bit, and spot on once again. You can see the seam. All of these little areas that need to be covered up a little bit more, if you go in and patch those up, it will cover the rest of it. So watch out for those seams. This one works. Again, I would come in, maybe move these circles over a little bit more because these squares are making it look like there's a line coming down there that's not really there. I'll watch out for that. Same with this fish, just like maybe rotate the fish a little bit so it's at an angle like the yellow fish, and that would clean it up. Right now you can kind of see the pattern very clearly. Like this, you want to do this, you got it. This is right, that's what I want. Like that, yeah, you got it. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the square. I think that's kind of on the nose, but it does the job. If we zoomed out a little bit more, we could see that it covers the pattern pretty well, but it's kind of a cop-out on it, especially when you've got patterns going on like this one, where I can see that you can break those things up better. I would like to see more of that. Yeah, that works. It's the classic glitch pattern. It works. It's a quick way to get that together. And this works pretty well, surprisingly. I wouldn't think so, because these horizontal lines here, or sorry, these vertical lines here would normally be a tip off, but you've got them kind of staggered just enough so that it's coming together on that. So good job on that. Kind of looks like refrigerator magnets. Kind of like it. So yeah, going back a few things again, you want to watch out for these seams that are coming up. Come on in with the clone tool, or in this case, come on in with the brush tool and patch those up a little bit more. In the event of an area where you have like a line being brought in by negative space, just move some stuff over so that it covers it up a little bit better and breaks it up a little bit more. Like you're doing with this fish, just don't have these things flat out vertical or horizontal. These are really hilarious fish. I like these fish. I don't know where you got these together, but they're great fish. Just rotate these a little bit more like the purple fish here and these yellow fish, and you'll have that spot on. These were both very successful patterns. This one kind of cops out a bit. I think you could have broken it up a little bit more like you did on the glitch pattern coming in, and that one was successful. So that's where it stands on that. That's what I recommend to do for it. Thank you for taking a crack at the clone tool for an overall pebbles. This is very hard. I think that it's worth your time to learn how to do that. I think you're overall fairly successful in that. So good job. Okay, that looks like that's the last one for this video. Next up is going to be M through T, and that will be the last group of these, and then we'll be set. So I do encourage you to kind of check out what all the other students did by watching the rest of the feedback videos. So hopefully I'll see you next video. Bye.